Kris, what was the difference in the series?
So many things have to go your way. In our first three series, things went our way. We got timely goals at certain times. Maybe a power play call or put us on the power play, whatever it is, or a timely save. I don't think any time during the series we were able to do that. And you look at even tonight, I thought we had a good start. We make a mistake, and now we're down 1-0. We had chances to score early. We didn't. Like the goal that we got at the end of the game obviously didn't mean anything, but certainly we felt like opportunity to get a break like that earlier, and we never got those breaks. So, and it's tough. You got to play to get those breaks, but I just felt that a lot of times we just couldn't get that puck in the net.
Kris, Connor said earlier in the series that you didn't feel you'd played your best game, but it was coming. Leon said, I think it was today, that didn't feel like your best game had been there. Why do you think your team wasn't able to hit the high level that you're accustomed to, and how much of that had to do with Florida?
Yeah, credit to Florida. They're a fantastic team. They've got a lot of good players, and you look at how the roster is made up, and and anytime we did get through it, their goalie played extremely well. We had our chances, but we couldn't break, especially early in games. The scoring was very lopsided in the first period, and it was again tonight. But I didn't feel that the chances were skewed that heavily. I thought we had good starts and just couldn't get the puck through him. And if we get those through as the goalie, then it's probably a different type of game. But they got a great team, and like I said, anytime we were able to get some scoring chances, their goalie played extremely well throughout the whole series.
Left side, front row.
Kris, you guys led this series for like 33 minutes. The other guys for 250. Does it continually for 2 weeks looking up at a scoreboard that has you behind? How's that work psychologically on a team?
I don't know. It's each game, we're not taking notes about how much we're trailing, how much we're ahead, because after each game, it just comes down to winning and losing, and it makes it really hard when you don't have a lead to overcome a really good team and a really good team with a good goaltender. So, just fortunately or unfortunately, we just couldn't score those early goals.
Right side, front row.
Kris, does this one feel a little different just because of the unconventional road you guys got here to get here? So many injuries at the end of the season. A lot of people didn't expect you to get past Los Angeles, and then just to get here and come up against a good team like that.
No, there's no silver lining to this. It's still heart-wrenching. It's very difficult to handle right now. No, it's just because we were maybe the underdogs going into the LA series, underdogs against Vegas, Dallas series. It hurts right now, and I don't think it's going to let up for a while.
Right side, second row.
Kris, you win the first game of the series and you have it tied through 4. You're right in the thick of it. But given the way this ended, does it feel further away than maybe it did last year?
Well, yeah, it feels farther away. We went to Game 7 last year. I certainly felt things could have been a lot differently. We were probably overall healthier last year as a whole, but we had everyone in the lineup. This year, obviously, missing Hyman was a big hole for us. But, I think it was obviously last year we were a lot closer because we went to Game 7, and that Game 7 was so close. So, yeah.
Stay in that same row.
Kris, for Stuart, it was kind of a roller coaster ride throughout the whole playoffs, not just the final, but also the final. But I'm just curious, what you saw from him as he kept coming back, and trying to give you guys the game that you needed.
Yeah, no, credit to him. Credit to all the players. I thought they're very passionate and they're very their hearts were in it, and they wanted the team to have as much success as possible. And Stu was among them, and there's nothing that I thought he gave us solid goaltending, and when he didn't, picks came in and made up for that, and so we didn't lose this on Stu not playing on his game at all.
Right side front row.
Kris, can you talk about sort of your search to try and find combinations that would click for you? Some guys in and out of the lineup, but you also made a switch really early in this game to go to McDavid and Draisaitl. Did you kind of have that planned, or can you just take us through sort of the mechanics of that decision early?
Yeah, well, through those games, I think we, like I said, I think we started off well. Midway through the first period, making mistakes and then kind of falling back behind. So same thing tonight. I thought we were off to a great start, and it looked like, why would I change it? But those games 3 through 5 were very similar to that, and they started to take over in the second half of that period. And right when we made that switch of putting those two on that line together, which was the plan, we get scored against. And then once we were chasing it, we were almost fully committed to, because we're chasing the game, having those two together. So, yes, it was the plan.
Same row, other end.
Kris, you talked about the roller coaster in the playoffs, the injuries at the end of the season, the team facing a lot of adversity. What will you remember about this group of players?
Sorry?
What will you remember about this team, this group of players?
Oh, the guys that fought really hard. Even talked about earlier about being a resilient group. Like, we saw it more last year just because our backs were against the wall more often. But going this year, it was alluded earlier that we were an underdog throughout the playoffs, and for us to get to Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, being a bunch of underdogs it's a pretty good accomplishment. Unfortunately, it hurts just because we felt that we could have won it all. And, getting so close last year and getting so close this year, a lot had fallen into place, and it did very early in the playoffs. So I'm very, very happy about the guys. They gave a tremendous effort.